Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for dialing it in. We're going to have a lot of fun this morning. Yes, the overarching theme is relaxation today, okay? So we want you to chill for just a moment and take in some news that might blow your mind because things are happening so quickly while you're sleeping. The world changes so much so that cars are flying now, my friend.
There's flying cars, there's robotic cars out there. And this is a story we want to focus on this morning. Basically, robo-taxis.
Okay.
Robo-taxis, self-driving taxis. I mean, the expansion gets the green light in San Francisco now, yes. So the thing is, 2 robo-taxi firms have been given that green light to start charging for service throughout San Francisco in the US. And I mean, this is a big move. It marks a major expansion for the companies which previously faced limits on when or where they could charge for rides. And we know that this is a huge, I mean, the hurdles and the hoops that these companies have to jump through. You know, obviously we want to take things into the future with regards to self-driving cars. It's been on the kind of radar for quite a while. But I mean, if you think about it, this would really usher in a brand new era for driverless car services with this green light that's been given. Now, driverless car services have been very slow to live up to the promises of transforming transport that accompanied the start of their kind of development more than a decade ago. Like I said, it's been on the radar for quite a while, and they've been bogged down by technology glitches, safety fears, and high-profile kind of accidents involving their vehicles. But now, approval from regulators came despite objections from police and fire officials, activists, and others, because there was a lot of pushback on this. Because, I mean, it's a new kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's not so much, I think, the technology we trust, but it's the humans on the road that have to engage with this, and it's the systems that these cars have to drive in.
The thing is, the system, exactly, and the way the system is built is for somebody to sit behind a steering wheel at the moment. So the infrastructure needs to be really, really, really good up there, you know, in terms of making it safe. So I think the question is, of course, what we've seen in Cape Town just a couple of, you know, a week or so ago, the major disruptions and physical damage because of that taxi stay away. So the question here is, could driverless taxis work in South Africa and also in the major cities? I mean, a country primarily dependent on taxis to commute, you know, for its workforce.
I think it'll only be experienced for a few decades by a very small percentage.
Yeah, look, I don't think the uptake in South Africa is going to be anytime soon. The idea thereof, I don't know, would you get in a taxi that has no driver?
Well, buddy, it's a loaded question. I'm trying not to say the 5 things that are popping into my head right now about regarding taxis, but I don't know. I think I would really struggle because of the X factor of other drivers in that space.
For sure.
You can't control the system. So it's all great in a smart city, you know, Dubai, where we are creating the framework. I mean, you can even have, we've got flying cars in Dubai now, to be honest, because they can control that entire...
the line that they're building in Abu Dhabi as well. I think that's exactly where these kind of things can operate.
Yeah, and I think, once again, that's the top 0.02 percentile of the world's wealth that will be able to ensure that. But in a country like South Africa, I give it a good 20, 30 years before we see one robotic car.
I would just want to jump behind that wheel, if there even is a wheel to jump behind.
Exactly. What do you do? I don't know. I think we are 2 South African men here, and that's always going to be a problem. So, buddy, you might not know this, but we have an American football league here in South Africa.
And we're talking like American football, like pads, helmets.
Go 22, go 22.
Run.
Exactly. I'll probably say that completely wrong, but we absolutely love it. Now, we know the sport is like mushrooming across the world, so it stands to reason that here in South Africa it would have a huge amount of support. And for the last decade, it has grown. And of course, it is a super fan favorite. Sure. It's such a cool sport to watch. And the South African American Football Association, which is SAFA, okay, it's SAAFA, was established back in 2013, believe it or not. And despite being relatively new in this country, obviously, American football has already managed to carve out a nice little niche for itself, with several teams and leagues popping up across the country, dude.
No way.
I had no idea. Let's get him on the show. Now, some of the most prominent teams include, get this, we've got the Cape Town Crusaders, I like that, the Johannesburg Immortals, the Durban Dragons. Nice. These teams have competed in local and international tournaments, so we're getting a bit of that international flavour, so that our players are getting to show their skill to the world, and hopefully this opens a conduit to take us to America. So I think our young South African athletes, as we've discussed so many times, we're primed for this kind of sport, man. We got the build, we got the speed, we got the ball skills. Love it, man.
Yeah, we were just talking off air. I think if given our top rugby players given a chance to play on the field American football, I think they'll go for it, man. I think it looks, look, dangerous sport, yes.
It's the pace of it. It's
the
hectic.
pace, but it looks like a fun game to play, though. I mean, there's a reason why it's so big in the US.
Yeah, and it's a tactician's favourite because every element can be broken down, the defence, the attack. But I think the level of physicality is something quite special and something that South Africans will absolutely embrace. I think there's a life hack here, though. If you want to get an American college degree, if you're a place kicker in South Africa, I have a feeling that there is a spot for you in an American college, okay? So American football players here in South Africa, put your hands up. Let us know who you are, where you are. We want to feature you on the show. I love it.
I think it's too late for us, dude. We've done the whole boxing thing, so what is this the next?
It's never too late, my friend. Last year's MVP was 45 years old. It's never too late, baby. Come on.